What a game 2. That's why we love the PBA. Kaya natin ito susundan. Nico here with Graham and Mario. Pag-uusapan natin yung una, Jin versus SMB. Domination by SMB, by the way, despite no Junemar. Tapos the thrilling game 2 of Ross and TNT. But first guys, this is if you're listening to this, ito yung Jin versus SMB recap game 2. And I would say SMB rebounded quite really well despite not having Junemar there. What I mean by that was Junemar was there, pero in terms of his play at yung usual na nakita natin from the GOAT, wala. Kasi it's a calf strain, halatang maingat siya, but still Coach Leo knew what buttons to push or the right players to put on the floor. And I would say, I think agree ba tayo na everybody stepped up for SMB and that they really took on the challenge. They accepted it.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, Coach Leo hit all the right buttons and Coach Tim hit all the wrong ones. Like,
Yan
that's
tayo
how
eh.
it was to me, man. Like, that's Coach Leo's choice of you. It's very easy for Coach Leo to tell Junmar, bro, you're still starting, you're still Junemar Fajardo, di ba? Dali lang nun. Ang dali lang sabihin yun. But he chose to go for Motao Tua and Brondial. And from the onset then, it was GG's 3-12. I think the score was like 3-12.
Yeah, 12-3.
Pagdating mo pa lang sa arena kanina, alam mo nang
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
whenever
long
the
night
arena.
for Jin fans.
Yeah.
For the two of you.
By the way, guys, if you were in the arena kanina, hello, we were there as well. I don't know if you saw us, but you might have heard us.
You might have, especially
Yeah.
that guy, especially this guy.
But yeah, dude,
Si Greg
Coach
parang
Leo
nasa
made the
bahay
right
lang.
choices.
Yeah.
Coach Leo made all the right choices, dude. Chris Rosales, the insertion of Chris Rosales. And somehow, some way, Ginebra always loses to the random dude on the bench, right? This happens every Ginebra series, di ba, Greg? There's always one dude off the bench who just cooks Ginebra. In this one, it looks like it's Chris Rosales. He looked borderline, which is so weird. He
He
looked
looked like an
borderline
all-star. He
unstoppable.
played like an all-star.
Yeah. Dude, it was so weird. He was hitting threes. That's normal. And then he has a mid-range pull-up, fade away, end one basket. Like, what the heck, man? What can you do? To be fair, we said naman na we didn't expect Ginebra to win in 4 games. That would have been a crazy ask, diba? We said Ginebra in 7. But the way they looked kanina was not that encouraging, if you ask me.
I'm laughing while Mario's talking kasi we're parang with like 8 minutes to go in the fourth, tanggap na namin. Tatawanan na lang kami.
Pinag-uusapan na natin. Lakad na ba tayo, Mario, sa parking? Yung pinag-uusapan namin. Tapos si Graham, manood ka ba ng second game?
We're just looking at some other things to talk about.
Yeah. My favorite one was the best 2-man in the league is Knights Pinto and Raymond Aguilar. Nobody is stopping.
We'll get there. Hold on. Let me compose myself.
Even the Ginebra team doesn't know how to stop it. Like, wow, run whatever the hell you guys have been doing. Run that.
Okay. I told you that if 70% Junemar is limited, I mean, you said if 70% Junemar is still good enough, but he's, limited sa kaggalaw niya, then just put in Motao Tua because he's 70% of the player Junemar is. And that's exactly what they did.
Oh, it was great. 10 and 10. Double.
That's right. Heading into the game, when they announced the start, sabi ko, chinat agad kita, Nico, diba? Is Junemar out? Kasi wala akong nabasa sa spin, wala akong nabasa sa One Sports.
Nakaupo. And then sabi ko, nakaupo sa gilid, nandun sa dulo.
Whenever they put Junemar in, dun gumagawa ng runs si Ginebra, di ba? In the fourth quarter, sabi ko, or in the second half, sabi ko, makakahabol na Ginebra. Diyan yung backup center, yung number 15. Kasi si Junemar pa yung, si Motao Tua pa yung talagang nagpasakit sa ulo ng Ginebra with this, aggressiveness na hindi nga magawa ni Junemar because he has an injury na iniinda niya. And tinitingnan ko yung leg niya, I think it's his right leg na medyo heavily, talagang hinihigpitan nila just to make sure that it stays intact because they cannot risk losing Junemar, not just because of this conference but also because of Gila's season incoming. But that's the key for me. Parang I think na the Gen Kings were caught off guard. Eh. Parang, Junemar's not starting in a playoff game. We're down 0-1 to the Gen Kings.
Kind of messed up. Hindi tayo nagbibigay ng excuses, by the way. Ang galing ng ginawa ng SMB. It's just
Yeah.
that medyo na-throw off rin siguro talaga yung Jin na this is what we've been practicing. Ano,
diba?
saan gagawin natin?
The schemes were against SMB with Junemar. Now, if Junemar is out, then you
What's the
adjust
scheme?
on the fly. Yeah, you adjust on the fly. It's just that they were not able to do that on the fly because binulaga sila in the first quarter, di ba?
Dude.
So from that point, it was over. They made a couple of runs, di ba? Maya played great. RJ played good, di ba? Ahan Misi saw minutes, but in the end, too much firepower from SMB. Si Chris Ro, di ba? Si Chris Ro was
Chris Ro.
Chris Rosales. He was
yung
hitting
Pinoy.
shots.
Yung Pinoy.
Yeah, Chris Ross was the American. Si Chris Ro yung ano.
Chris Ro.
Although he
Isn't
only
Chris
speaks English
Rosales also
apparently.
American?
Yeah,
he's also Phil.
Yeah. Kanina he was interviewed
He's a half
in the
black.
arena.
He's Pinoy.
Yeah, that's right. But going back, Kahilig played well, di ba? Hit some baskets. Chongson hit some tough shots. You're not gonna beat SMB with that kind of shooting that they just had, di ba? Jericho, CJ hindi pinipilit masyado. So, it was a game that SMB controlled from start to finish, and this is one of the few I think this is the only game that I attended live na wala man lang Ginebra chant. Parang they didn't have a
parang
chance.
walang Ginebra chant.
It never started.
Kasi, bro, there was a lit on the Ginebra run at whenever they reached 9 points or 7 points na lang, they were lit all of a sudden, di ba?
That's right.
Like all of a sudden, no, they can't. They SMB goes down on the other end and scores, and it doesn't help that this is. I'm saying this again. I feel like we played the wrong centers, man. I think Raymond Aguilar kind of proved to you last game, right? He can somewhat keep up with Junemar. Not keep up. Sorry, the wrong word.
Then 15 minutes.
He can
I mean,
somewhat
hold him
at
down.
least-
Keep,
yeah.
Basta not mess up.
Yeah,
not, diba, cost the game.
Oo. Tsaka mas gets ni Raymond ng system. But Coach Tim chose Ben Adamos in the third quarter. Ginebra down 9.
It was the fastest 4-0 run. 15 seconds, 4-0
I remember
run.
it very clearly. Yeah. They were down 9 points. So you're in the game and Ben Adamos makes mistakes on the defensive end that puts SMB up 13. And that was sa padulo na yan ng third, ha? Padulo na to ng third quarter. And Ben Adamos after that was subbed out right away. So Coach Tim saw it.
Kinuha yung mask niya. Amin na yan. Huwag ka na
Akin yung mask mo.
Yeah, but you saw na pagtanggal ng mask, pagbalik niya ng garbage time.
Top 5 center.
Top 5 center.
Top 5 center in the league. Nobody can score on big
Sorry for
men.
interrupting, Mario. Sorry for interrupting, Mario.
No lang. Yeah, dude. So like, that's just how it. I feel like there were players who played a bit too short, man. Scotty was on the bench for 10 minutes in the second quarter.
Parang may hindi ako sure kung may name the boys, ha?
Like, what?
Parang may name the.
He kept on stretching that lower part of his body. We're not reporting it.
Yeah, wala.
And
may
of course,
napansin lang tayo. Being behind the bench.
You do not put Scotty Thompson on the bench for 10 minutes. And,
tagal.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, that's
not even close.
So yeah, it's
not even close.
It's expected that SMB will punch back because these are two heavyweights. But that was a poor showing by Barangay Ginebra today. Like really, really flat coming into
flat talaga. Very, very bad.
But man, I think we have to give a bit of credit to SMB.
The SMB defense. Solid.
To play.
Yeah.
No, offensively, Don Troliano came to play today, man. He came to play. He was diving to the rim. He was taking
14-6.
Marshall Lassiter last game was a ghost, man.
He started the game for them.
Exactly. And then again, he was also the run killer. Down 4, up 4 na lang sila. Marshall hits back-to-back 3-pointers, diba? Yeah. Just the timing. And again, Graham said this kanina. Yung firepower ng SMB, bro, if everybody from SMB is hitting, sometimes you just can't do anything about it, man.
Nagkakahawaan sila, no?
Now if
it's like a disease na if somebody sees somebody make their shot, everybody just makes it as well.
That's why I
saw Andreas Kahilig.
Yeah.
I saw Andres Cahilik staring down Jamie Malonzo. I was like,
That was
damn,
funny. That was
it's
funny.
Not
Like,
reached
gonna.
oh,
this point.
That's not gonna happen again, man. That's not gonna happen again. Jamie will
It's reached
for
this
sure
point.
remember that. Yeah.
and remember guys, pag-usapan natin
Anyway,
tatlo kanina, ang daming mga defensive lapses for Ginebra. Nagkakatingin na tayo. Kanino yun? Kaninong tao yun? Bakit open na
Before we
naman
go
yun?
there, because
Oh,
there's only probably one person responsible for those lapses.
nako po.
But um uh actually I forgot what I was about to say. I
Isa na
forgot what I was
naman.
about to say. Go ahead. Go ahead. I got
Mario.
really distracted with that segue.
okay. What's this called? Something I'd add is I the good thing you have right now if you're Ginebra is Stephen Holt probably was the only one who came to play today. I
Leading
Yeah.
think
scorer
Stephen
as
came
well
to
for
play
both
today
teams.
from the onset,
Yes.
right? Yeah. He came to play today, man, and he's probably the most consistent free throw shooter, like Graham said, of Ginebra, and probably the most. Yeah, so that's the best thing you can take out of this if you're Ginebra, because right now RJ Barrientos has had two pretty subpar games in a row.
Mhm.
Especially the game one was quite subpar talaga. Game two improved, pero
That's
he's
Still
not
still
not
not,
making the
RJ.
yeah.
shots right now.
Still not RJ. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
still not
remember what I
making the
was
shots.
about to say.
Go ahead.
That's why heading into the series, I said na I'd rather have Junemar dominate me, like give him 40 points, 20 rebounds, than magawa-hawa yung hot shooting ng SMB.
Actually, 10 guys.
Um,
That's 10 guys na
diba, bro?
locked in.
It's hard to beat a team that deep with that many capabilities, and they may get another first round pick from another team next year, diba? So
Yeah,
it's really,
for Quentin Millora, bro.
that's what I'm saying. Or
QMB.
or Air Abando if they're still not
No,
they're
he's not.
Air
He's not.
yeah.
He's not. He's not.
consistent.
He's not gonna declare, bro. Not,
Yeah,
not
but
yet.
man,
Uy,
this
Paras, welcome to SMB.
this series so far, oh man, SMB has looked like the better team with Junemar Fajardo being limited. That's why sabi ko
Yeah.
sobrang swerte ng Ginebra that they got game 1. Because if they did not
Mhm.
and they showed up like this, and they probably would not have showed up like this if
Mhm.
they didn't get
If they
game 1.
would've.
But if they did down 0-2, man, this series is over. Now they're fighting, but tip of the scale
Hey,
swings back to
yeah.
SMB.
In all honesty, Ginebra should be down 0-2, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, they should be down
They
0-2.
should be down 0-2. If SMB just didn't collapse in game number 1
Yeah.
twice in the same game,
Yeah,
and if CJ Perez made a wide open 3-pointer,
this
Yeah.
feels like yung OKC
If-
Indiana,
if
yung first two games. Game 1, Indiana just snatched it.
yeah, good.
And then game 2,
Mhm.
OKC was like, no, this is what we are. This is what we saw. Now it's time for Ginebra to and Coach Tim Cone to go over their plans, because their plans really suck tonight.
Yeah, and
Today.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
go.
And at this point, I think it's time for our favorite segment, which is it's time to call out specific players.
Okay,
so-
so it's our favorite segment. We're done recapping the game? Okay, let's put the...
At this point,
Ay, wait, bago Mario. Wait, bago you start, before you start.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah Gray, I hope he gets more minutes the next game. Maybe 10 to
Man,
15
he was
more.
good.
I like
Yeah.
how I credits to Maya.
Bro, he played well.
One of the few bright spots.
He played
Yeah.
well.
One of the few bright spots for Ginebra, Jeremiah Gray.
And one last
And
shout
that's
out.
the problem.
One last shout out to the two-man
Go.
game of Nards Pinto and Raymond Aguilar.
One last shout out.
That's
Salute!
I was saying sa inyo kanina, don't beat the system, be the system, sabi ni Nico. And they were the system in the fourth quarter. Hand off to Ray, give it to Raymond in the post, anchor the triangle, hand it off to Nards. Ball screen, give it back to Raymond. Raymond decide what to do, give it back to Nards. And Jason David will take a 3-pointer all of a sudden.
In the corner, Jason David in the corner.
They figured something out. Alam mo yung this reminds me of the Lakers Nuggets series nung 2 years ago nung when they got swept. Remember game 1 si Rui Hachimura guarded Jokic, tapos sabi, the Lakers figured something out. They only lost by 4. Jokic went crazy. This is it.
This is it. This is it. Ginebra's found out what to do. It's to start Raymond Aguilar and Lloyd Pinto.
Put them on
And
guard
watch
next
them give
game.
you 10
Coach.
points easily.
Okay.
Coach, tayo naman yung mambubulaga sa kanila. It's Raymond and Nard starting next game. Okay? Go ahead, Mark.
Guys, may naisip na akong merch natin. Yun yung merch natin. So Ginebra colors red, tapos sa harap hindi NSD. Don't beat the system, be the system. Tapos silhouette ni Aguilar at ni Raymond Aguilar at ni Nards Pinto. That is the easy sold out merch. Anyway,
And that will be given to our 58,000
one more-
subscribers.
Dude, one more ad. I want to add one more thing. That was the problem, guys. Jeremiah Gray played so well. Jeremiah played so well in every
he did,
minute
he did.
he played. He played very well. And he didn't touch the floor in the third quarter, man. He didn't
That's
touch the floor. He didn't touch the floor. It was nice to see LA Tenorio play. I want to add that as well. Nice to see LA Tenorio play. But the reality is, man, you're kind of getting red right now kung ikaw yung Ginebra, pare. You're getting red like a book. They know how to defend you and they know how to attack you. Maybe change something up with, Ralph Koo is still a person.
I feel like they could
Ralph
still
Koo
utilize Ralph
exists.
Koo. May mapipiga sila kay Ralph Koo in this series. I hope.
Meron talaga,
The problem
meron
is kaposition siya ni Troy. Yun talaga eh. Yun talaga yung problem.
You think he's too slow to play the three?
Yeah, but-
If you put Ralph Koo at the three, feel ko
Who is
pwede
he,
pa eh.
who is
Give
he
him like,
guarding? Who is he guarding? Di ba?
you
Too
hide
slow for
him
CJ.
kay...
It's too slow for
That's wrong.
CJ.
He gets
Pwede
cooked
siya
again.
for Brandyal.
He gets cooked.
Pwede, you can put him on Brandyal.
Brother, no,
You-
Rodney.
No,
Rodney destroys Ralph on the boards, bro.
Rodney will look like Game 5 versus Lakers Rudy Gobert against
Di ba
Ralph.
Game 7
Yeah,
Glenn
yeah,
Cobuntin? Di ba Game 7 Glenn
No,
Cobuntin si Rodney?
si Rodney will not shoot that many threes, but you cannot play Ralph Koo with it's matchup based. Eh.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
I don't know. I'm an advocate for Ralph Koo. Mario knows that. Mario knows my fascination with
He does love
Ralph Koo.
All right, come on, let's move on to the segment. It's time. Okay. For
Boys, ikaw
everybody
muna,
who
go.
cannot take criticism, yung mga hindi kaya mag-take ng criticism about players, this is the point where you stop watching. Okay? Because from here on out, we're gonna be as dead on honest as possible about every single player and what needs to happen. Okay? This on our point of view. Number one, man. I forgot his name already. Troy Rosario has to be better. I think Troy
Yeah.
has to be a lot better than what he showed today. He played very well in game one. He played outstanding in game one, man. In game two, things were a bit different. And I think, yun nga, medyo hindi pa sila ready for the Motow to Rodney Prandial train experience, man. And next, let's call it out, man. Japet
Yeah,
Aguilar
yeah.
cannot have 5 points.
He can have
cannot
5 points, yeah, and 5 rebounds. Sorry. Kaya nga, 5 rebounds nga. 5 and 5.
5 rebounds, 5 points, 5 rebounds.
And 5
Yeah.
turnovers.
I know
Five,
Graham and I said na if Japet stops Junemar Fajardo, if Japet stops Junemar Fajardo and doesn't score, that's fine. The problem is Junemar Fajardo didn't play. Like Junemar Fajardo barely played, man, and he a very lackluster performance. Like for the rest of the series, if Junemar stays this way, if Junemar stays in this mode na can't really jump, can't really move very well, man, you need to take advantage if you're Japet Aguilar. You have to be a lot better than this. I'm trying not to be as mean as possible because I know there are some support. I'm trying not to be as mean. Pero man, I think everybody knows it that he has to be better talaga. They have to be better, especially without Junemar. Without Junemar, you have to be better talaga.
You have to
Yun lang yun.
capitalize
Hindi lang tayo,
on Junemar not being
Mario.
there.
That's right. Hindi na tayo remember the fans around us. They have the
Naririnig
same
natin
clamor
Yeah,
na
dude.
parang, Diyos ko naman, di ba? And
Mm.
this is our guy. Japet is our center for the past decade. We're just saying na he could be better, especially, we get it, he's not at Junemar's level. We're not asking him to be at Junemar's level. Nobody.
Pero all-star pa rin yan eh. You play to be at
Right.
all-star level. Play at an all-star
Bro,
level.
Yeah,
Pwede ba gano'n?
at least show some effort in terms of
Yeah.
blocking shots, di ba? And kasi ito pa sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium, I forgot to bring the magic board, the black magic.
Kaya pala talo.
I
Kaya
forgot.
pala eh.
Please, Araneta Coliseum, hindi ko kakainin to sa loob. Please, let me bring this on Sunday, ha?
Hindi ko kaya ito sa
Just,
Yeah.
please. Oh, man.
Diba, guys, we aren't we aren't when Japet has good games, we call him and say, "Good shit,
We sing in
Japet."
praises
We
against
say
Converge.
we sing his praises.
Nung game 1,
We joke, but we
binigyan
sing
siya
his
praises
praises.
yeah.
Yeah. But when he plays bad, we also have to say the same thing. We do the same for every other player. I don't know why there are people out there who cannot understand that we have to treat all of these players in the same light, man. When Japet plays well, we say he played well. We call him Batman. When Japet
That's right.
doesn't play
Yeah,
well, we
exactly.
don't call him Batman.
We call him
You
Batman.
know what I mean?
Batman.
Yeah, yeah.
So, alam mo, the ultimate
Guys,
disrespect,
we've called RJ Abarientas out for 2 bad games in a row.
oh,
And
diba?
we are close with his wife. I
Oh,
am close
That's
with
right.
his wife. So,
That's right. I know his wife, di ba?
we know
I
his
talk
wife.
to his wife sometimes. But guys, the ultimate sign of Japet not playing well is when people say, and legitimately say, na hindi kami ni Mario, Coach, si Raymond na lang. Yung isang Aguilar na lang.
He's
Di
been
ba?
consistent, no? Low-key, he's been the consistent one.
yeah,
Siya yung
That's
steady.
what I'm
Alam mo,
saying.
makukuha mo sa kanya eh.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Dude,
that's it,
yeah,
di
and
ba?
the thing is, man, yeah, and I want we want to add this. We know Japet Aguilar is not gonna beat, like Graham said. We know he's not gonna beat Junmar Fajardo. He's not supposed to be. Oh my God, can you even see me anymore?
It's okay. Basta marinig ka lang. Point is marinig ka.
Hello,
That's fine.
hello.
Okay
Sheds
lang.
some
Basta
light.
marinig ka lang.
Back in
Oo.
the light. Okay. Okay lang. Anyway, so dude, you need Japet not to play at Junmar's level. We're not asking for him to play at Junmar's level, but play better than what you played today. 5-5, brother. No, no way, man. You're the best big Ginebra has, which is something I don't really like saying. But you are the best big that Ginebra has. Man, you gotta show out. You have to show out in these moments. And that's basically it. Man. I don't really want to go dive into it completely kasi baka matawag na naman kaming
Yeah.
ungrateful kay
No, but
Japet or whatever. I don't
no,
care.
guys, we
But
appreciate Japet, but it's tough love, man. And I know, sabihin na naman na iba, hindi nga kayo nakapasok sa pro. You don't have to be a chef to know that the food does not taste good. And sinabi ko kay Nico to kanina, if we have C-Stan instead of Japet right now, we're blowing San Miguel out because he will abuse Junmar Fajardo definitely.
Di naman
But we
abuse,
don't have
pero
C-Stan.
maybe
No, but
at least tapatan siya. At least tapatan.
Junmar can't
ano,
move. That's what I'm saying. Like Junmar can't move. That's why C-Stan
Oh,
can
yeah,
have a
yeah. Okay,
chance to
okay, okay.
abuse him. Yeah. We miss you,
yeah,
C-Stan, in
that's basically it on that.
your free throw
Hey man,
journey.
yeah, I know he's never coming back to Ginebra, but you
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
that's
Still
the
have your
vibes.
jersey.
This is okay. That's better.
Still
Yeah, he still has your jersey anyway. But yeah, dude. Now going into game 3. Honestly, if you're Ginebra, sige lang, dude. Like, I don't want to be the guy to say it, but you know, Gin Day Sunday. That's a normal. There's a reason it's called Gin Day Sunday, right?
Ayaw nga, no, may ganun
You
palang term.
play your
May ganun
best
palang
basketball.
term. I forgot. Oh,
Yeah.
may ganun palang
Yeah,
term.
yeah,
well,
yeah. There's a
I'm gonna
good.
say
There's good basketball Sunday.
I'm gonna say this. I think SMB wins game 3.
I feel SMB also.
I
2-1
have
tayo.
feeling that
But who knows, right?
Hey
I
man,
mean, kung manalo
I
Ginebra, di
feel
good
like,
for you too.
yeah, but
dude,
my
I
mind
never
says
believe Ginebra will lose. So I'm just gonna
me too,
say,
bro. Like,
I,
alam mo yun, alam ko naman na gusto ko yung Nebra, magsasaya ako but and I'm not doing this just to be safe na, pag nanalo yung Nebra, edi masaya ako. Pag natalo, edi I'm right, diba? No, but I think SMB just found the formula na, okay, well, we don't have Junmar, but we have another big guy who we can rely on, and they don't have any. So if Japit is not playing good,
yeah,
then no one is there to back him up. Kasi you won't put Raymond in
yeah,
the game pag wala si Junmar. For what? Diba? His purpose is to make life difficult for Junmar.
yeah,
That's why I have
exactly.
SMB winning game 3. Not the series. I still have
Exactly.
Ginebra in 7. But, ayan na naman.
Hey man, since we're gonna be there on Sunday, I'm gonna say Ginebra wins game 3. I just can't watch back-to-back Ginebra losses, man.
Me too.
I'd feel
Me
like
too.
I'd feel like I'm the bad luck, man. I just don't want that. So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say I believe
But yeah,
Ginebra
the
wins
front
game
line
3.
has to be better. Japet and Troy. Troy is healthy. Sabi ko nga, di ba, kung di lang siya injured. Oops, di ko na sabihin. May galit na naman iba.
Up, up, up. Hey,
Galit na
hey
naman iba.
now.
Kung di lang
May
injured.
magagalit na naman.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me. I think SMB wins game 3, but still have Ginebra. I still see the path for Nebra winning the series, especially if Junmar Junemar's condition does not get better because it did not get better today.